Maria, there's no national lockdown. It looks like the prime minister is pushing that responsibility onto the regions. How helpful is that in combating this virus?
Well, Matt, you would think it's not actually very helpful because, the central government is saying we don't actually predict anything that looks like the March situation where everyone in the whole country had to stay at home. If anything, if there's regions that find themselves in a difficult position because cases have rocketed, and they have rocketed over the past 2 weeks, they should turn to the central government and ask for the state of emergency. Regions are never going to do this because this is almost like conceding defeat, and this is becoming a political game between the central government and the regional administration, which is not making the response very effective. What you are seeing now is that, of course, the prime minister is taking a lot of heat from the business community, from the IBEX 35, the small companies, the hotel companies, because the country is not reacting quickly enough. And Spain had a poor start to the year. Summer essentially didn't happen, and the fall could see a very deep recession. So there's now very serious question marks about whether or not we're now into round 2 of coronavirus and what this is doing to the economy, because the damage looks very big for a country like Spain, and the concern here is that we head into a very, very deep recession.
And Maria, in terms of fighting the pandemic, Germany is extending its relief package to workers. We've talked about this with an investor overnight. What's in the political tea leaves, though? Does this signal more government stimulus is coming across Europe?
Well, Anna, this is interesting because the Germans have already said we're going to continue with this program and we're going to continue to pay for all of this relief for workers so they don't get fired until the end of 2021. But Germany is a country that is rich, that has a surplus and has money to spend. And the rest of European countries like Spain, like Italy, will have to ask themselves the same question. Do we still want to pay for this? And do we have the money to provide the same type of support? At this point, we know that the European money is not going to come until 2021. That may mean you have to tap into the ESM. The peripheral countries don't want to do this, and this is a question that they're going to have to put to themselves in the next few weeks. How much money do we actually want to spend to revive the economy? And a lot will depend on how the virus goes, and a lot will depend on whether or not we get anything on the vaccine. But for a country like, just to give you an example, Spain, this is a huge thing. Do you protect workers for longer, and can you actually afford it? Given the way that the virus is going, that's a question mark.